Hey, congrats. Today, you are halfway through our 30-day challenge. And today's topic is an important one, very important, mental health. And my brother, Rhett, is going to lead off this video. And I just wanted to put a quick message in here to say thank you, Rhett. I know this has been a struggle for you. There's been some ups and downs. And to see the difference in you has been remarkable. Thank you for taking the time to open up and be vulnerable with our community and with the people who are watching this video. We hope it helps somebody. I'll let Rhett lead you in from here, but I did want to tell you at the end, I'm going to put a couple of resources in the show notes and then a clip of what is a 20-minute video that Kerry Mann from HomesteadHow put together. And I'm going to link that in the show notes as well. And if you're suffering from mental depression, from anxiety, from any kind of mental health issue, I strongly urge you, watch that video. It's powerful. It's all sorts of people clipped together who have found healing, who have found hope through the carnivore diet, and from changing their nutritional diet to impact their mental health. So please stay tuned to the end for that and watch a little clip of it, and then please watch the full version from his channel, and I'll link that in the show notes. All right, Rhett, all yours.
Hey guys, Rhett here from Carnivore Brothers, and congratulations, you've made it halfway. How are you feeling? Let us know in the comments, please. Today I'm going to be talking to you about something that is rather close to home for me, which is mental health. I've struggled with depression and anxiety for 14 years, and sometimes we're okay, sometimes we're worse. I did medication on and off for several years. I didn't want to be on medication my whole life. That was always something. And so I believe the most I was ever on it was about 2 years at once. And to help me get through those times, it did help. But there's no healing in the medication you can take for depression, right? I'm either going to be on that my entire life and it's going to help me, or I can learn how to heal my body and fix this myself, and with the power of God. Ultimately, my why was my weight. I went in hardcore. I lost 100 pounds quickly. I learned that, holy smokes, sleep apnea, snoring, joint pain, the mental clarity overall. Learning that depression and anxiety can be cured through nutrition. That was fantastic. It has changed my life. Now, I went down two roads, okay? 2 years I've been carnivore. My first year, after about the first 3 or 4 months, I started noticing my anxiety spells are not nearly as bad. I'm walking into a Costco and I'm able to stay a little longer. I'm able to keep my head about me. I'm not getting overwhelmed with this sensation that I have to get out of there or else. It's really hard to explain. I think everybody experiences anxiety a little bit different, but in shopping in busy places was a surefire trigger for me. First year carnivore, very clean carnivore. Everything started to get better. 3 months in, I was starting to notice less episodes. 6 months in, I was starting to notice almost no episodes. I was able to volunteer and say, hey, I'll go to Costco. I'll do that trip for us, right? You never would have heard me volunteer to go into a busy place voluntarily to take care of that. I can be helpful somewhere else, not in a crowd. That's different. Fast forward to my second year. I'm very excited. I'm thinking, well, maybe I can open this up and go ketovore, okay? And I started toying with adding some of those keto foods. Definitely wanted to have some more fruit, things like that I was adding back into my diet. Didn't go crazy with sugar, but it started to creep that sugar addiction back in to where I made excuses to cheat more often. So year 2 versus year 1 was an absolute drastic difference. And the part that hurt the most, or when I noticed, was when I went to Costco and had my first episode that I had had in a year. And I realized that, oh my goodness, this is not a diet for me. If I want to clear my mental health, if I want to get better on a regular basis, I'm going to have to treat this as a lifestyle. So I don't call this a diet anymore.
You're on this carnivore diet now.
Okay, so I want to preface that with something. I am not a dietary expert, so I'm now speaking as an uninformed citizen.
From the time that I've known you for what, 2.5 years now, something like that?
Yeah.
When I first met you, you had much more weight on your body.
Yeah.
You look different.
Yeah. All of the motivation for this has been my experience with my daughter because she has an unbelievably serious autoimmune disease. I just talked to her this morning.
What is it called?
Well, it's arthritis. But there's way more to it than that. But the arthritis was the major set of symptoms. She had 40 affected joints, and she had to have her hip replaced and her ankle replaced when she was 15 and 16. And so she basically hobbled around on 2 broken legs for 2 years in extreme agony. And that was just a tiny fraction of the whole set of problems. But apart from that, she is doing so well now. It is absolutely beyond comprehension. She's just glowing with health. All of her autoimmune symptoms are gone, all of them. And she was also seriously depressed, like severely depressed. And so a whole bunch of things improved. Then her depression went away. And I've had depression since I was 13 probably, and very severe. And I've treated it a variety of ways, some of them quite successfully. But it's been a constant battle. And my father had it, and his father had it. And it's all just rife in my family. Well, imagine that you wake up and that you remember that all your family was killed in a horrible accident yesterday.
You would feel that even
all
if nothing
the time.
was wrong.
Yes.
Just
It's
dread.
actually worse than that. Because,
Really?
well, one of the things Michaela told me was she thought, well, what's it like to be depressed? Well, imagine you have a dog and you really love the dog and then the dog dies. And then about 3 years ago, our dog died. And that was Michaela's dog, and she really liked that dog. And she said, that was bad, but it's nowhere near as bad as being depressed. And I asked her, too, at one point when she was about 15 or 16, I said, look, you've got a choice, kid. Here's the choice. You can either have depression or arthritis. Which one? I'll take the arthritis. Well, that was after she'd lost 2 joints. So it was no joke. It's no joke, man. Anyways, her depression went away. All these symptoms went away. And like radically. She kept experimenting and she started to add things back and take them away. And sometimes when she added things, the results were devastating. She was like done for a month. She'd eat the wrong thing, done for a month. All the symptoms came back. The depression came back. I'm not anxious. I'm not depressed. I don't have psoriasis. Go back
Do you
to
take any
Toronto.
vitamins?
No, I eat beef and salt and water. That's it. And I never cheat, ever, not even a little bit.
The carnivore is a way of living for me. It's a lifestyle, and if I want to live with a clear head, the ability to go out somewhere and not have an anxiety attack, if I want to be able to be by myself without getting depressed, you know, that it is curable. Unfortunately, it will come back. And so I'm studying more and more. I want to know why. Why is that coming back? Is it because I let sugar back in? Is there certain foods that trigger it? Whatever it may be, I know that beef, bacon, butter, eggs, well, meat and butter and eggs is the way to go for me.
I've been carnivore for nearly 270 days now. It's changed my entire life forever. I'm down 100 pounds since my heaviest. I've overcome IBS, sleep apnea. I'm no longer on a CPAP machine. I had arthritis in my elbows, my back, and in my foot so bad that we're going to do surgery on my foot. I was on a whole bunch of pills. I'm on nothing now. Carnivore has truly saved my life, but the most important thing that it's helped me with is depression and anxiety. I was clinically depressed for over 10 years. I was on every SSRI and nothing helped me. And the whole reason I'm doing this documentary, Healing Humanity, the thing that kickstarted it was hopelessness. And one of the first interviews I did was with my friend Sean White, intentional carnivore, and he used the word hopeless. And I don't think there's a better way to describe depression than being truly and utterly hopeless in the darkest of dark places that's hard to describe to someone that hasn't been there before. And I've been there for a long time. I have tried everything, every diet and every SSRI. I could show you my pills. I've been on every antidepressant there was. And I followed their directions specifically. They said, Kerry, you're going to have to do this for 3 months before you know if it's even going to help. I did it for 3 months exactly as prescribed, and it did nothing for me. Then they said, well, maybe we got to up the dosage. Then they upped the dosage. I did it for 3 more months, suffering, suicidally depressed. Did nothing for me. Why? Because that wasn't the root cause of the problem. The root cause of the depression and the anxiety was nutrition and the food I was eating, and you can't throw a pill at that.
If you're struggling with mental health, I would encourage you, don't look at this as a 30-day challenge. Don't look at this as a 60-day challenge. Look at it as taking your mental health back. And it could take 90 days. It could take 6 months. This is not a quick fix. But I can tell you it is a fix, and it will happen if you're true to yourself and true to the carnivore way of eating. I'm fine with all meats. I really am. I need a little bit of a variety. I do all meats when I'm clean and absolutely focused on what goes into my body. My mental health comes back. And as much as I don't want to give up alcohol and don't want to give up certain foods, for my mental well-being, it's a decision that I've had to make. It makes it tough when you go out to hang out with friends sometimes and everybody's drinking and wanting you to participate, and you just, I'll sip on my water, thank you, and I try and have fun and try to be the life of the party anyway, but it's there is that social stigma that gets to you. And I just encourage you guys, if you're suffering like I was suffering, many people are suffering worse than I was suffering, give it a shot. But this is not a 30-day thing. You need to go minimum 90 days to 6 months and document your journey, document the way around it, because it slowly started adding up when I'd go to Costco and realize my anxiety attack that I was having at that moment wasn't nearly as bad as it had been in months past. Over time, to the point of I was realizing I was just absolutely fine in a crowd. Our family went to Disney World last January, and the crowds didn't bother me. The crowds didn't bother me at all. And that was about the time that I kind of started transitioning into keto, was from that trip. And it was a rough year. Up and down, left and right, beating myself up over cheating, whatnot. I know if you cheat, fall back up, get yourself back up and go again, right? But I encourage you, if mental health is your why, you need to commit to this lifestyle and just say no to the other things. Get things out of your fridge, get things out of your pantry. Like Ashley said in a previous video, get a freezer and an extra freezer in your garage, and stock it with beef, with chicken, with different meats, and change your lifestyle. It's amazing what you can clear up with this. So I'm proud of you guys for giving it this 15 days. Join us for the next 15. Lots of good content coming out. We will continue to pray for you. Ashley and I are doing this because we want to help people. And you can see we're not a big, massive channel or anything like that, but we want to help.
Thanks, Carnivore Brother Rhett. I appreciate you, man. And I know that took something to open up to everybody like that and express that. And I know where you come from. It's vulnerable. It's real. Thank you for sharing. And I'm so glad to see your positive change that you've had through this nutritional dietary change. And thank you. As I mentioned early in the video, I want you to stay tuned. If you suffer from mental health issues, depression, anxiety, bipolar disease, anything that you are struggling with, and especially if you feel like you have lost hope, please watch this clip. I've just put a short portion of it together. It's about 20 minutes long, and I would encourage you to watch the full video from Kerry's channel. And then after that, I'll include our prayer. So stay the course. You got this. Thank you for watching.
It was a never-ending cycle to the point that I felt there was no hope.
I didn't have any hope.
I had given up hope.
I had lost hope, honestly.
Just completely hopeless. This horrible, horrible pain that I understand and a lot of people don't understand. My name is Kerry, and I am on a mission to help the hopeless. I am a carnivore. I have been for over 270 days now. It's completely changed my life forever. I'm down 100 pounds since my heaviest. My whole body's changing. Look at this. It's crazy. I'm putting on muscle. My arthritis is gone. My inflammation is gone. My IBS is gone. So many things have changed, but the number one most important thing, and the reason I'm wearing this shirt right now, and the reason I'm putting together a documentary called Healing Humanity, is because of hopelessness, because of depression that I went through for over 10 years, that is completely reversed on Carnivore Diet. I have no depression. I have no anxiety. And I hear this story over and over again from so many other carnivores.
The thought of being able to go outside again is, when you're a prisoner for so long.
And I suffered with suicidal depression and crippling anxiety for over 30 years.
And mine just got worse and worse to the point where I started getting insomnia. I would sleep like maybe an hour at night.
I suffered from debilitating mental illness.
Clinical depression, terrible black hole depression.
I was about as depressed as a human being can be.
Depression set in, almost cost me my family.
For the last 20 years or so, depression and anxiety have been at the forefront of my life, and it's held me back for way too long.
Started to suffer from severe depression, suicidal depression. I began to think to myself, if I have to live like this with all these problems, then I just would rather not live.
I couldn't face the world, let alone face my girls and my wife. It was just, it was definitely hitting me then, and it's definitely hitting me now, just how horrible it had to be for them seeing their father.
And I just really started praying to God for help. And through a miraculous series of events, I found the Carnivore Diet.
Hello.
Hi, is this Bill? And I said, Bill, I am here for you. I am a man on a mission. It's the truth. We need more of that in the world. So great talking to you. Call me anytime you need anything. God bless you.
You too, man. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow. Wow. Come on, Bill. Bill, you can do this. Do it, Bill. Do it. You got this.
I was at the bottom of the barrel, feeling depressed, not able to know which way to go or to turn to.
I am a disabled veteran, and I suffer from PTSD and depression.
My depression turned into severe anxiety. I had to stop seeing patients.
For most of my life, I have lived with a debilitating type 2 bipolar.
I had some very dark thoughts, and I just beat myself up, mentally, physically, punished myself with my thoughts.
There were multiple suicide attempts.
But who knew, going back to my gut, right, that your hormones for your emotions, your serotonin, is primarily made in your gut. I mean, who knew, right? I don't even know if I was taught that in medical school.
You just go back to eating the way humans used to eat thousands of years ago, back when everybody was healthy and not overweight and not pre-diabetic and didn't have all these medical problems.
Keto and carnivore is that it greatly reduces your risk because it's going to elevate your mood and your energy and your ability to focus.
You know, you stop putting in the poison, the sugars and the carbs, the seed oils, and you start putting in the proper nutrition, the protein and the fats, the things that we were taught from a corrupt system, taught that were bad for us, are actually the things that are good for us.
I'm just saying, eat this real food and stop eating this fake food. That's literally the message in its entirety.
It was a never-ending cycle to the point that I felt there was no hope.
I didn't have any hope.
I had given up hope.
I had lost hope, honestly.
Just completely hopeless.
Now that I look back, I've lost 2 friends just the last 2 years to suicide. And on 3 different occasions, it's only by the grace of God that I'm still here. And I think about how much destruction and how terrible all that was and how close calls that I went through and how many times I'd seen the doctors and not once did they ever bring up diet.
So I went to the doctor and I got put on pills after pill.
Most of these pills were from different doctors, different specialists. And one thing they didn't tell me, first of all, was anything about nutrition.
And luckily I found a guy named Kerry from HomesteadHow. He was shouting for joy about how the carnivore diet was helping him and his body.
Yeah!
I said, I want to get my results. And I'm so glad that Kerry told his story.
There's hope.
It's so important to realize that there is hope and that you can find peace.
It really can. It can give people hope. That's one thing I got out of this. This diet gave me hope.
And basically since May of this last year, I've been strict carnivore. And the feelings I'm getting are absolutely incredible.
In just 90 days, I've lost about 100 pounds.
My brain fog is gone. I'm a better husband now to my wife. I'm a better father to my son.
But once I found carnivore, the depression never came back. The anxiety never came back.
And I have been on the carnivore diet for 3 months, and I've managed to heal all of my problems.
My default demeanor now, I have a smile on my face. Before, I was grinding my teeth and I was holding all my anxiety in my mouth. I'm happy all the time. Like,
I feel like I'm a better friend. I just feel like I'm in general a better person. And a lot of that came from healing my body physically to help me feel better mentally.
I feel like I'm living my life to the fullest potential. Like, I want for nothing more.
To where I could live, I could sleep, I could live, you know? And that started helping me be able to make better decisions and see things clearer and be stronger.
Around 3 months in, a fog lifted. I didn't feel anxious anymore. And in turn, I felt happy. So much happier. It's just a relief. So now here I am, speaking publicly.
In just 3 months, I've lost 100 pounds and have completely turned my life around.
I feel so much better on carnivore. My depression, anxiety is gone.
And my depression was gone, anxiety gone.
Doctor's willing to start taking me off all my bipolar medication. All my other medications for all my other things have completely gone a wayside.
I've got my life back. I'm a new man.
Lost well over 160 pounds so far, thus far.
And it just happened really quick. The inflammation and the pain, the depression, all gone really quick.
Over a year and a half ago, I was led to keto and intermittent fasting, which started to work immediately, lost 70 pounds. I am now feeling great.
And I woke my wife up. She says, what's wrong? I says, there's nothing. I'm just happy. There's hope. There's that light at the end of the tunnel. I can start reaching. I can start touching it. And I cried for several hours because now there's this hope.
There's a video on my channel. It's not very long. This weight ain't gonna lose itself. So I'm out here putting in work this morning. If I can do it, you can too. I've lost 243 pounds since April the 22nd of last year. And
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But even more so than 243 pounds being lost, you can be skinny or you can be underweight or you can be overweight. But if you don't have hope, if you're living in a place of dark and deep depression, it doesn't matter what state your life is in because you don't have the will or the hope to function.
It may sound extreme at first, but there will come a day when you realize, you know what, I'm not craving carbs, I'm not craving sweet anymore, I don't need it. You know, it gives you strength. And I think if you are willing and you're open enough to take a leap of faith, there's lots of people in this community that are willing to give you their time and their support, encouragement. I'd like to think I'm one of those people, you know.
When your body's healed and your brain's healed, it is the freedom that I was looking for. And it is such a travesty, the people that are suffering with this day after day, looking their doctors in the eye and getting on drugs that are just making it worse, making them more dependent on things. You can be free from this. And if you haven't, you owe it to yourself to try the proper human diet and heal yourself.
Holy Father, I humbly come before you today, seeking the gift of your wisdom. You are the source of all knowledge and understanding, and I acknowledge that apart from you, I can do nothing. You created all things and are all-knowing. Lord, guide my thoughts, my words, and my actions today so that they align with your will. Grant me the discernment to make choices that honor you. Help me to distinguish between what is right and what is wrong, what is true and what is false, and what is important and what is insignificant. Let your Spirit lead me in all that I do, that my life may reflect your purpose and glory. When I face challenges or decisions, remind me to seek your counsel above all else. Let me not rely on my own understanding, but trust in your perfect wisdom and timing. Teach me to be patient, humble, and teachable as I walk this path with you. Father, fill my heart with the desire of your truth. Open my eyes to see things from your perspective and give me the courage to act on the insights that you provide. Help me to use the wisdom you give not only for my benefit, but to bless and encourage those around me. Thank you, Lord, for your word, which is a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path. May I meditate on it daily and grow in understanding of your ways. I trust as I seek you, you will give me the wisdom I need for each step on this journey. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.